Hey there, toy collector friends and Transformers fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the time-travelling toy collector, and this is the Transformers Legacy Decepticon Stunticon Dragstrip. Excuse me. Still suffering from a little bit of being under the weather with the throat, so I shall persevere. Apologies for any unwarranted coughing or slurping of water to keep my throat appropriately lubricated. This guy is finally in my possession and I couldn't be happier. Originally I thought that I wouldn't be looking to get some of the new Transformers. I was just looking really recapturing some of the old ones. I'm so pleased to have got this in hand. He really is a beautiful sculpt and a beautiful figure, and I'll obviously pick him up shortly so we can all have a closer look at all of his dimensions. You've probably seen some other reviews online by now. For those who got him super early in hand, I only got mine delivered a couple of days ago, but nevertheless I'm really thrilled to see this guy. I did have the original G1 Stunticons, so I did have an original G1 Dragstrip. Lost to time now along with the rest of them, but I did do a little Google search for images for the original Dragstrip, just to do a comparison for my own memory's sake. And again, it's wonderful to see the homage that they pay to the original figure, whilst upgrading, for want of a better word, the engineering behind the figure, the posability and the transformability of the figure. And that's before we talk about the combinability of the figure, which we will not do just yet, because until I have, at the very least, Motormaster, Wild Rider and the others, I think I'm not gonna play about and make wild guesses to how good this is going to look when they're all combined up. I'm going to wait till I actually get a chance to do it. Before I pick him up and have a real close look, he's a deluxe class figure, so here's the packaging. Again, we have another one of those open window box approaches that they're introducing now with the range. Again, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but what I do like is the artwork on the front there. He is in his Formula 1 alt mode, Decepticon Dragstrip, Transformers, Legacy, Generations, Takara, Marvelous. Here on the side we have some fantastic artwork of Dragstrip, very G1 homage in the figure, and there we see him, let's turn that around for ease, there we see him in his all his glory, with his nice weapons, if you can have nice weapons. On the back we have obligatory product shots. Decepticon Dragstrip doesn't actually mention, although I have looked, I may have missed it. There's his tech specs if you want to have a look at that. Stunticon anywhere, I may have missed it, but I can't see actual reference to him being a Stunticon anywhere on the packaging. It does say 1 of 5 to build Menasor, but aside from that I can't see any reference. Anyway, that's it pretty much for the packaging. There are some more Decepticons there on the side of the art, so nothing too new to talk about there. So let's talk about the main feature, which is the Decepticon Dragstrip. He has, as you undoubtedly are aware, all the necessary articulation. We have a head, not so much on a ball joint, but it will rotate for you. You've got good arm articulation, very good leg articulation. We do have ankle tilt, but nothing to fill it up. But then it is a deluxe class, we don't tend to get that. We do have the double wheels, which is a tribute very much to the original. Some people haven't liked these two shoulder panels. They're not true to the original. They're a new design element here. And it's interesting, I think, because you see people online having discussions, excuse me, and they talk about, oh, sorry, Dragstrip, they talk about how Hasbro are too slavish to the original G1 designs, and then they talk about how they don't like how un-G1-y they are when they've got bits where they play slightly with the design. I kind of sit in between the two. if I'm honest. I think I really do appreciate and welcome the G1 homage and the G1 flavour, because that's, you know, that's my period, that's what I grew up with. If grew up is the right phrase. So I really love how we've got the attention to detail here, the paneling, coupled with the really excellent joint articulation, a waist rotation, independently operating legs. To you watching this, you may well think, well, duh, obviously. To anyone who owned an original Dragstrip, go away and get Google images to show you what he looked like. His legs were joined together. He had a Decepticon insignia right in the middle, so you couldn't really even make believe that they'd separated. I mean, obviously we did, because we survived the 80s, but it was a real investment of our imagination. This figure realizes a lot of that imagination and puts it into the playability of the figure and the posability. And again, I'll do some shots. I might do some outdoor shots whilst we've got nice weather. It's an excuse to be outdoors, of this guy, so you can see what he looks like from a toy photography point of view. But he really has a bit of a presence. And to be honest, if this is what he's looking like, I cannot wait, because he was possibly one of my least favourite Stunticons, because you don't see many Formula 1 for, cars driving around. You sort of don't. So it didn't make a huge lot of logical sense to my brain back then. Even then, I was slightly overanalyzing that. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of the set. I really am. But you know, you've got some lovely chrome work on the engine piece there. There's quite a lot of screws going on. We've got obviously the heavily discussed in other videos separation slot that's triggered when you engage him with Motormaster. Spoilers if you didn't know, sorry. But I really, I mean, there's lots of nice paneling there on the back. There's not really any hollowness in the legs. A little bit on the inside, maybe a little bit on the back of the arms. But you know, it's a deluxe class figure, so we're getting the plastic that we pay for. I really like it. I think it would be nice if we could have had a Decepticon insignia visible on the front. I was always a big fan of Decepticon insignia, well, either insignias being visible. We do get half and half on his shoulder pads, but it would have been nice for me to have seen that in play. The guns are lovely, decked out as they are in black with the purple detailing and highlighting there. I really like that. I really like that. So already you can get a sense that the Legacy Dragstrip figure for me is a real winner. I really do enjoy messing with this guy. But you know what I haven't done yet? I haven't transformed him. So the next thing I'm going to do is transform him up into his vehicle mode. I'll give you the heads up on what that was like. I won't show you that because, as anyone who follows my videos will know, it'll just be me swearing at the camera, because I'll be worried that I'm going to make a mistake or break it, or all of these anxiety inducing things. So I'll give you a commentary on that afterwards, and we'll see what he looks like in his full F1 variation. So stand by and Dragstrip, transform. And roll out. Actually, don't roll out, just stay where you are. I adore this figure even more. The transformation was really straightforward and simple. It was almost as simple as the Generation 1 transformation, which is saying something given just how dreadful some of those were, which were just click, click, click and you're done. This was very nice, very straightforward. I had no heart-stopping moments of thinking I'm going to break it. I'm going to pick it up, get some nice detailing. You can see that Decepticon insignia there, as it should be for the world to see. The wheels have mushroom pegs there, but are pinned in here, so you get some nice movement. But yeah, I don't think it's quite the free rolling as it could be. It's also not quite as flat. That might just be me doing my rush transformation. Lovely detailing in there. I particularly like the fact that the chair is the back of Dragstrip's head, which is a very nice touch indeed. Engine there pulled out in the chrome. Yeah, I do think I can do this better, if I'm honest. But it was rushed just to get through. So you can see the intake there, very nice. The red detailing, the spoilers at the back. Yeah, you've also got storage for the guns here. They're detachable, as you would expect them to be, because again, not many Formula 1 race cars drive around with those in place. So that's him without them. But he tabs together really well. I would say I don't have any concerns. I think I'd need to do it a few more times, quite genuinely, just to be totally satisfied, because I do think he's a bit off kilter, but I think that's more me than the figure. I don't know if you're getting a sense of just how fantastic the colouring is here. The red and the yellow really do. Yeah, you see, here's not quite right, is it? The red and the yellow really do pop. They really, really do pop. And I love it. I think it's going to be really good. I think he's going to look immensely spectacular alongside his fellow Stunticons. See, the more I mess with it, the more I'm dissatisfied I'm getting with my own work. So yeah, you can see around the back where the legs are pretty much fused together to give us the back section. He cleans up really nicely underneath. There's no hint of robot. I mean, obviously you can kind of work out where arms and legs are, but there's no visible head syndrome, or not really any visible fist or toe syndrome. It's a really, really good transformation. I, for one, am thrilled with how Dragstrip has turned out, and the colour scheme. It feels robust. You know, I feel I could play with this guy. I'm not going to, but I feel that I could play with this guy, and he'd be able to withstand quite a bit of play. You know, much like the old G1s could withstand quite a bit of play, because they weren't that detailed, they weren't that super engineered. This is a really nice, really well engineered car, and I as I said before, I'm really, let's put these back in there, looking forward to seeing him alongside his fellow Stunticons, and also getting the opportunity to build Menasor from his constituent parts. Excuse me, what can I say? Does Dragstrip have a place in your collection? Well, again, only you really know the answer to that, but speaking personally, I'm really glad that the Transformers Legacy range are bringing us the Stunticons. I think this engineering, the engineering is really going to give us a Menasor to be proud of, and those of us who were in love with the G1 figure will be, I hope, really pleased with the end result. I'm very, very excited to see what it's like once I get Motormaster and Wild Rider and others in hand later in the year. Very much looking forward to that. I can't believe I hesitated, to be honest. I can't believe I hesitated. And it's a shame, because it really does pull out. I know some people were talking about other upcoming Legacy releases like Blitzwing, for example. And we can see from what's been released and some of the people who've got Blitzwing in hand super early somehow. There is some strange engineering choices there, where there are things that are kind of on display that you wonder how or why they are. I have and I think I'll do a video, to be honest, just to show him off. The original, I still got my G1 Blitzwing, and I think I've put some photos already on Instagram, so by all means go and check that out. But what they're capable of, showing what they're capable of with this figure, and others, you know, like Blaster, for example, in the War for Cybertron range, and others. I think it's such a shame that we haven't seen that type of engineering translate across into the upcoming Blitzwing figure. So anyway, does it have a place in your collection? Only you know, but hopefully I've given you enough of an insight to make that choice for yourself. So if you do find this video useful, do smash that like button, and whilst you're there, why not subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications. In the meantime, you've been a fantastic audience. I've been the Time Travelling Toy Collector, and this has been Transformers Legacy Dragstrip from the upcoming Stunticon range. Until the next time, remember, a thing of beauty really is a toy forever.